Hey, Mike.
Ooh, okay.
Whole picture. Can you get on this way?
I don't think so. I keep wanting to, but I don't think we can. I think we gotta go up the stairs.
Those tents are sketchy.
Oh, there you are.
I had to give Blunt my keys.
All right.
Looking for
Okay.
any cameras just in case. I don't see any.
He seemed pretty on board with it, which was a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, let me point you to 33031. V. Gray told me about this. So, Dr. Stacy's not being
I noted this in mine. I just read this. That was like, we need to deep dive whatever the fuck is happening on this.
Yeah. Yep. Tilder.
Also, as a heads up, I was also looking at Stacy, well, Nate's text. Stacy and Nate text a lot.
Correct. Nate's the one that is. So, Miss Tylenol was contacted by Nate to meet with the people in order to help make sure that one of the people that we have in ICU does not wake up.
Oh.
She has gotten off there. Myself, Chris, a few are looped in on it. She obviously needs to be kept as much off the books as possible, though I don't think she's doing herself any favors, because I think she is letting too many people know at this stage, which makes it not that like V, for example, isn't like trustable. It's more like we don't know who she's told, so if she dies, we don't know who told.
Where to go. So,
Yeah. But she has gotten authorization that under the scalpel, this individual's will be injected with some shit to make him seem like he's dead and then put into ICU. And I wanted to talk to Delta One to get that body flown out.
Okay.
But she's
is,
working for us. Dr. Tylenol is directly in comms with us. She is against them. She told me there was a different organization that she is working with against, the face people. And here's the scary bit. You ready?
Yeah.
According to this report, I thought it was the Oracle. I don't think it's the Oracle based on what's written here.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
So there's another group, or maybe it is, maybe they're tied together, but this has me like kind of fucked up. Actually,
I wrote in my report, I was like, Brian needs a deep dive. I wanted to make sure you read this as well.
It's equally, you know what I have a problem with? That this is an investigative report, and we have really dumb detectives. Some are very dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to tell you this, but you seen
there's a lot of words
who are the
here
detectives
that I
now?
don't think they would follow through and read it all.
I hope not. But earlier today, someone was using one of, what's that doctor's name? The one that Dr. Keeger. Dr. Keeger's name was freely being shouted over the zombie stuff. And I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Right? You get what I'm saying. It becomes one of those like, sec ops out the, I trust V. I don't trust who might have read this.
Yeah, others that might read it, yeah.
So like,
yeah, the organization Mr. Wax 4. That's not a name I've come across at all.
Is there a profile for this?
I don't see one. There's a lot of people without profiles.
Well, I'll let
right.
you sort of lead the charge here.
If everybody wants to open up report 33891, go all the way to the bottom. There's going to be a bunch of crossed out stuff. That was like my notes trying to make sure I could find different reports. But it's going to start on 1013. I originally thought it was 1014. I was actually able to find reports associated. So now I know it was 1013. So the day those bombs was exactly 365 days. So it's there was a humane lab shooting. So this is where it started. There was a bunch of vehicles that came back to Cap Terra Nova. He was interrogated. There is a transcript. I looked through it, didn't really find anything. But one thing I found to note was Frederick White. He was there, and that was the first one. So even before Brandon, even before Edgar, there was Frederick White. A bunch of military vehicles, unsure where it went. People started getting kidnapped in regards to that. So in November.
So let me make an alteration here.
Yep.
According to the feds, these vehicles actually were not Cap Terra Novas.
He ended up, so in the transcript, it says that he surrendered all of them to the cops. He didn't know how they were in his name. There was only like one he had. It was his whole thing. He doesn't seem like he's very much involved. Because this is the only situation that it was, and he handed all the vehicles, all APCs, anything that was in his name to Marshal Anna, I think at the time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So there was a couple interrogations with him in regards to all that. Not really anything in there that I could find. Then it goes into like some random people kidnapped Nikki Khan. And at first I didn't think it was that related until Brandon Valentino gets involved as long as Edgar. There was some texts. I don't have the access to the texts. One issue with deep diving in a lot of this, a lot of the images don't work and things like that. So kind of piecing together based on the reports.
Okay.
Action Caption was one of the main people that did that. And he's going to be important later. Action Caption, also known as AK. Aaron Carter was kidnapped by Tripas, and they were asking questions about the Humane Labs incident.
Okay.
Then the body of Julio Montes, who had a weapon that came back to the Humane Labs shooting, was murdered at the lighthouse. Margaret Escargo, her DNA and flesh was on the scene of Julio, like on the bottom of a shoe, and she's married to Action Caption.
I found that very interesting, and I think one thing and I'm glad we're doing this sort of review, because there's likely evidence that's gone amiss or strings that we're not aware of.
Hold on, yeah.
Yep,
and there's a few like questions I'll get to later regarding to that. Also, Margot and AK got married the day before he was murdered. There was also a big wedding. Billy Thorne, which you'll see that name if you go back to that first Humane incident. He had a hot gun coming back to the Humane Labs incident, threw a Molotov at AK and Margot. So somehow this Billy Thorne is mixed up in all of that, as well as Edgar and Brandon had DNA on the AK found on Action Caption. So strange, not really sure. Ruby went to AK's funeral undercover. There was a blue cut tight suit with a blue skull mask covering the head, white shirt, black pants. That sounds like the first sighting of the blue guy.
Well, so I actually went and found the subpoena, and I have AK's records.
Okay.
I'm going to get those posted to the subpoena thing, because the immediate thought was, if he went there, he would have known, right, that there was a wedding. So maybe in AK's text messages or phone messages is this guy's phone number.
Oh, yeah. That's actually huge to go back to.
Yep.
A lot of these things have been subpoenaed, but we don't have access to the results of the subpoenas. So there's going to be probably a few things through this that we might want to like re-pull the subpoenas. Then it comes to December 14th, the Morse code. Bobby Charles found the notebook. Something about Aaliyah being dead. Didn't seem, besides Edgar being involved in like one of the first Morse code puzzle type things, didn't really seem too much to that. On the 21st of December, there was a huge prison shootout. There was somebody trying to get broken out. It involved Hydra and Tripas were the two groups that were involved.
Are we on Morse code?
Just after Morse code. Huge prison
Wait,
shooting.
what is this Morse code thing?
So that was the notebook that was found, and the translation was, it was a man, the graveyard filler, pass, pass, pass. Aaliyah was done, and he's the killer, pass, pass, pass.
Oh, so...
His name is Edgar.
Some context, and that's fucking hyper interesting. Edgar told me that he killed Aaliyah.
Okay.
Also, earlier when they was talking about the force I was battling is much stronger than anything living. That's likely in regards to Norman Bones.
Okay. I had no idea what any of that was about.
Yeah. No, but this is good because some of these things can be interconnected.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of... This is a big web, from what I can tell. Oh,
Yeah.
something to notice as well, Scotty. So that's Scotty Bod. He's gonna come up later.
Mhm.
Scotty Bard was one of the ones that was kind of talking about what happened with Aaliyah, said a demon had been summoned at the lighthouse, which you saying that now makes a little more sense. And Brandon Valentino was also involved in all of that. All right, so the huge prison shooting, it was Frederick White, Edgar from Tripas, then it was Flippy, Jay Hobbs, and Arnold Carl. Hobbs and Flippy seem to be a big asset of the Faceless. So they'll come back up.
This is very interesting because we saw Flippy as of recent. So seeing that his involvement goes back nearly a year is quite interesting. Okay.
Then just a random twat. Then there was a helicopter. So anytime there's attack helicopters, it seems to be Faceless related. This one didn't fully make sense. I couldn't find much in the reports. It was very vague and weird, but somebody was kidnapped. They said something about, are you scared now? Like they were trying to scare somebody. And they kept asking about documents.
Where is this?
It was a very strange one. If you want to look at it, it's report 17104.
I see. Okay. Oh wait,
like
this
Larry
is
was
I
attacked
dealt with
at the
this.
bodega. Okay, the reports are very hard. There's like 3 officer statements, so it's like really hard to piece what was going on there. So like the person sounded like Marlo Stanfield, they said.
Interesting. I know that my initial... I remember Larry getting followed and attacked by the Faceless because Larry was like shit-talking him.
Okay, so he was probably... Because attack helicopter was involved, which is why I think it is Faceless related, but not much happened besides like they were saying, are you scared now? And then said something about Faceless.
Larry Knox was interrogated at one point by Richard Dark after. Like he came willingly, all that. I'm trying to find that, but in there, I remember Dark asking questions in regards to his.
As per
connections with the
Captain
Faceless.
Knight, for safer term of Officer Bobby Charles and poor police work from the PD, man was let go and no charges pressed. It's crazy. Poor police work. So that's in there because it's something I don't really know exactly what it was. Then on January 3rd of this year, Dark was marked. He was with Pitas. He got a ping. Found a playing attached. I can't find the photo. Card 2 skulls with marked on the back.
Interesting. Okay.
Peters then called Dark in a panic, saying he received a call from the Faceless. He spoke with a British-sounding man who said as soon as he stood in front of Dark and started asking questions, his fate was sealed. The man on the phone said Dark's head would be removed, and he also indicated he was watching them. So it seems to be when Faceless started being like, started getting worked up a bit. Then there was a prison helicopter attack. So Hobbs was apprehended for the prior shooting. So Edgar, Frederick White, and I have no idea who Zizo Silva is, worked to break him out. Faceless called Peters, said look up. Peters was talking with Nino. I don't know if you know Nino. Former mayor.
Yeah, my boss.
They texted always watching.
Mm.
Then it goes up to the 4th of January. There was a book.
Yep.
They got a ping to a book. There was a sewer gun there. Those who betray us, a rude awakening is coming. Leakers will be silenced. The Faceless sees all.
Leakers will be silenced.
And then, not long after this, people start dying. So.
Can I ask, what does it? Okay, I thought I heard an electric car. What do they mean here? Dark Peters Moss, leakers will be silenced. What is that in reference to? Because they're cops.
So, from what I can tell through all of this, there are many leakers in the. I think the entire mayor's cabinet's a leak. DOJ and most likely PD are probably leaking things. So they're probably working with the Faceless, and then maybe they're turning and they're actually giving PD information. Or talking to people they're not supposed to. So their version of leakers is people saying things about the Faceless that
across the street. What the fuck? Wait.
What? Wearing all black.
Oh fuck.
He's giving them. I can't pull my damn camera out.
I got a good photo of him.
A bunch of people just ran back here.
This could be bank truck again.
Oh, I think it might have been just locals running in the back.
I hear a heli. Is that?
That's not local.
I told you, a bunch of people ran over here.
Yeah, I think you're right. God damn it, I can't pull anything. Are your pockets sticky?
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep. I'm good now.
There we go. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think it's just locals. I see them running right there.
You said bank truck again? Has there been a bank truck here recently?
They tried to do one this weekend, but me and McAllister scared them off.
Oh, good
There's
shit.
people on Twitter saying, "Ooh, a bank truck." They all set up and were like, "This is state grounds. We'll shoot you," and then they left.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to get the we'll get that statement out. Yep.
How's it going for you? You want some free advice?
Is that our camera right
Never
there?
work with actors.
Yes.
All
Oh. Okay, not to add to the sussy baka-ness, but apparently drunken. McNulty told me in the last week, 2 new cameras are at the Estrelon. Like CCTV cameras. And also, there's a CCTV camera by our APC. I feel like it's a new camera.
Yeah, we need to get that.
I
moved.
mean, I've read about Nest stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me.
That is something we should crack open too. I've got a lot to say about that one. I will say that New Babylon has been very eye-opening.
Yeah, well, you're I'm gonna have questions for you that you might already have the answers to at the end of this.
Ooh, very good, very good.
Um,
So we're on the book.
hold on, I
right?
don't want to be yelling. All right, so we're on 1-6. Oh, the book, yeah. So yeah, they got that. Those who betray us, leakers will be silenced. Faceless sees all. There was some sort of camp or tripos shooting at the nudist camp. Not really sure what it was. Brandon Valentino had DNA next to the casings. The vehicle was nearby. Wasn't exactly sure. I think it was Dark's reports had that flagged as faceless, so I kept it in here. Unsure its connection as of right now. There was a subpoena of a phone number that called McNulty, I believe. It is a faceless number. It's one of the ones we have flagged as faceless. It had several calls with Skipper Jones, who is one of the leakers, according to the faceless. We'll see.
Oh.
And Brandon Valentino, and then a number that is unknown.
Is that one of, hold on, let me check right now. Okay, this number we do not have subpoenas for. Maybe
Okay.
at the top or somewhere we can say reacquire, which we should be able to. Just
For
in
that
case
faceless number.
Yeah.
All right, then on the 6th, the Dark got a call from the faceless. Voice was modulated, slight British accent. How many chances should someone get when they're doing something they've been told not to? Anything you see that highlighted in blue in here is going to be like something important that I think ties together. They informed Dark that the blue card was a warning to reconsider. Red was the next warning, symbolizing blood and scars. Finally, there would be a black, which would be the last thing a person receives before they die.
Like the one that I was given to put on the corpse. Yeah.
And McNulty right now has a red one, as far as I'm aware. So I believe Miller has a blue. McNulty has a red. I can't remember.
Miller has a blue?
He does.
How?
I don't know. I couldn't find much about that, but I saw it in reports that Miller currently has a blue card. I don't really know what Miller did.
Does he know what he did?
I don't know. But I didn't even want to ask him because then he's just going to start asking too many questions.
Yep.
They told Dark to give McNulty a warning to stop taunting them. This was in regards to a tweet McNulty made with a gif of a faceless person followed up by tweeting winky face.
Oh, man, Miller is great.
McNulty in general, I have seen him twat. He eggs them on a bit. So not surprising he's at a red.
I remember McNulty was being tracked by attack helicopters. I know because I was there to support him. And these things would just like follow him nonstop. And apparently one of them took McNulty's eye. So.
Okay. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Okay. Judge Bo was shot at the lighthouse. Casing matched the nudist camp shooting, which I think is why that was in there. I don't know who Simon Sypha is. He had contact with him.
Magistrate.
Okay.
Oh, lawyer trying to be a magistrate.
Okay. And Brandon Valentino was arrested in connection with that.
Ooh.
I think that is important because of things that come later, which may have been the reason for that occurring. Then it's McNulty was fired upon by the attack helicopter. He was then texted and was threatened. That same number is the same one before from that threatened him that we already made note of to get Sipina on.
Okay.
Then there's the stealth bomber in the beginning of Operation Skynode. So a tweet was made by Reese Harper showing a stealth-looking jet over the city, fled towards LSIA. There was a phone call with Dark that confirmed it was them in the jet, saying Operation Skynode is underway. Something would be happening. They gave McNulty another warning. And then this is where it goes interesting. Dark questioned them about their talks with Brendan Valentino and Skipper Jones based on that subpoena. They said, funny you mentioned Skipper. Talked about Dark in their conversation about second chances. Dark questioned if Skipper was one of the leaks the book talked about. They said, you could say that. So that's where, like, Skipper is some sort of leak. I don't know much about Skipper. Isn't that a Babylonian?
It is. It's also
Okay.
CJ's, like, brother or cousin or something like that. He may be someone that'd be open to re-engaging.
Okay. So then judges started getting targeted the same day. Right after that conversation, I guess Faceless asked Marshal Dark to hand over the subpoena. Then the Faceless contacted Vince Payne, a county clerk. They asked if he had access to the MDT. When he said no, they asked who the active judges were, and Vince gave those 4 names. Barrick, I'm assuming this is probably where his targeting begins. So after they learned, still same day, they learned about the judges possibly being targeted. Dark called the only judge awake, Danielson. He said he was in Mirror Park, so they went up there. There was already an armed buzzard helicopter hovering over the Marshall parking lot. It opened fire on Dark and flew past, and then went MIA. Then Arcadia and Danielson were brought in protection of PD. They were taken to Mount Chiliad with the APC. Not exactly sure why. They were both called by the Faceless. Arcadia was asked specifically what she would do for her city. The Faceless stated they would be in contact with her. Still same day, Faceless texted Dark, if I find out you've lied about something so simple, really shows how much you care about your loved ones. The Faceless doesn't strike in haste. We savor the hunt before the kill. So then the next day, Matthew Colby was a lifer broken out of prison. There was a text from the Faceless. The cage is empty and the sky now holds what was once grounded. Who we know was involved in that prison break was Frederick White,
So,
again.
some
Tripos,
context.
2 besties.
Skynode is a UAV.
Surveillance. Okay. I knew
Yeah.
it seemed like it was some sort of surveillance, and when we get to the top, Gunnar had some notes on that, but might tie things together.
So one thing that I find very interesting, right, especially with it being called Operation Skynode, is this inference is that prior to the 8th, and this is something to, we're watching them get their footing here, right? Yeah. Like, less than a year ago, this thing wasn't operational. These guys did something allowing it to come online. And I kind of paint it this way, right? If it's just a aerial device, that aerial device, you either have it or you don't have it. Something happened to allow it to come in. I am going to suppose something on the ground level here in San Andreas is allowing the Skynode thing to be active.
Okay,
because
that would make sense.
Deciding whether or not to fly a jet into San Andreas is out. Like, you can do that anyways. Something may have occurred to allow that network connection to actually come online, like the traffic, right? Whatever data is getting sent down.
So as you're saying that, this note, this text, the cage is empty and the sky now holds what was once grounded. Was it somehow underground and they the sky now holds what was once grounded?
Ooh,
That seems
possibly.
exactly what you're talking about right there. Like there was something and it was launched to be able to do this.
Yeah, maybe this thing or things were locked away. That's another alternative, right?
Yeah.
Brian,
Mhm.
you remember the photograph? There was a real sus photograph that we got off of something to do with that login and that chip, but it was like a guy standing. It looked underground. I think we were worried it was some sort of ordinance of some sort. But what if it was that? What if it was that?
No,
What if
no,
that
no.
was-
That's recent.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's a good thought, though.
Yeah, the hard part about all of this is none of the photos and the reports work. None of it. There's a few things I still want to go back through and see if I can find the books that were in evidence and look into them because I can't read them. Because the photos don't work.
Oh, I wonder if they're still in.
I have notes in here of look in evidence locker, and a bunch of these.
Okay.
That subpoena might give us some more information on some of this stuff too. That number.
True.
Then on the 10th, Barrick was called by the Faceless and Edgar.
So
this could have been avoided if only someone handed over a piece of paper. I'm assuming that was the paper that they were asking the judges about. And then we'll see how easily you can hide from everyone's. They also said it was going to start on Monday, that he was going to pay for others' mistakes. After the call, Barrick got given a book and a marked card. And then Edgar called him asking questions like where he liked to hike, how he deals with murder kitties, is he armed?
So, Merrick wants to join the marshals, as you're going to see as you go through this timeline. And as has been told to me, Merrick is 80% sure a Faceless asset, if not higher. He was a target of them. He flipped.
Please don't hire Barrick. You know how he got the chief of police position, right?
Mm-mm.
By investigating me for treason for the mayor. That's how the chief position came to be. There was no chief. The mayor didn't like I stood up to him. They told Barrick to investigate me for treason. He did, and therefore he became the first chief.
So I have no plans to anyways. And the reason is, and this is some context we can go back to, but actually I'll wait to say it, but he's an asset. And even in New Babylon, he tried to shut down New Babylon by playing UC for them. That's why Lang Buddha and company shot him and dumped his body. We have no evidence though of that, but everything points to it. Either Lang or one of his people shot him and left him out to dry.
Left him for dead.
Yeah.
So the other angle, and we don't have to talk about this now, but just something to think, we could use him, hire him on as a rookie so he only has very limited access to stuff.
Hell no. I don't even want him near a conversation.
Yeah, fair enough.
The thing is, once you're tainted by the Faceless, how do you... It's hard to go back because you're never going to trust
I don't think he'd come back, but just feeding him information we want the Faceless to know to try to, catch them out on something.
No, because then he'd be in this conversation and we couldn't do any work.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
All right, so then the 11th of January. This is where things get really hard to look at because the books are all missing. There was a blue Faceless document. Barrick Johnson had pictures at the library. Snitch has leaked critical information about the Faceless to law enforcement, jeopardizing the operations of the organization. The identity of the snitch is hidden, accessible only through a high-ranking city judge, Barrick Johnson. So their goal was to locate, capture, and extract Barrick to the Faceless before it's too late. Make sure he's alive.
Oh.
So somehow, this was a book was found. They knew Barrick was being targeted. And there was the book said Monday it began. So then there was the manhunt at some point. Again, reports are very unclear. Bestie's ADMC Tripos Chaos Legion and suspected Faceless members all attempted to kidnap Barrick over the course of several hours. He did end up getting kidnapped by Brandon Valentino, Frederick White, and DJ Koopa from Manor, which I'm going to bring up a lot of Mana stuff. Blood was on scene. They were able, officers shot down a mini bird. Or maybe they didn't shut it down. When they were looking, yeah, they came across a mini bird. 2 suspects pulled up in an armored vehicle. They ended up all killing themselves with cyanide pills. Carmine did try to perform a interrogation, but not much was really found out in that. They were pronounced dead by doctors. There's no DNA taken, so there's no profiles for these people. We can't match the DNA back to previous incidents to find out if they were found out on anything else. There were phone subpoenas requested. I don't even know what their numbers are or what the phone subpoenas would be.
We should be able to look that up by date.
Yeah, I can try that again. Some of the dates are really weird in here.
Yeah. I tried finding a good way to do it. Using the external MDT is a lot easier. It tends to load things a little bit quicker. I am also, as we do this, I'm going to continue working with Bean so that we can have, imagine taking all the subpoenas and we could search through all those logs, right? I think that'd be useful across multiple investigations.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Barrick was then discovered in the driveway of a house in Polito with C4 strapped to him. 3 black motorcycles fled the scene. Sonia Summers and NPC were arrested. Barrick did get blown up. The only reason Sonia Summers was caught was she crashed out on a bike. So they were chasing him. Sonia. She crashed, and they were able to capture her in regards to that. Then, this is the 16th, a few days later, Dr. Asher Murphy's body was found. I need to check the locker on this one to try to find the book. Faceless called Dark, taunting him about Barrick. They pinged him to an island where the body of Dr. Asher Murphy was discovered. She was found with leaked carved into her forehead, a black Faceless card, and a dossier about leakers.
We can presume that this is the person they were looking for, right?
Yep. Yeah, the leakers being carved right into her forehead.
Oh, Asher Murphy!
Do you know who that is?
Oh, there's something we're going to show you after this, but let's keep going. Yep.
Then the 18th, there was a coordinate tweet. They tweeted out coordinates, returned to the middle of the ocean, unknown why they tweeted it. I wish I could get my hands on those coordination, but we can't find the twat.
Can we highlight this name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then back to Scotty Bard. So Scotty Bard was back in the beginning kind of asking questions. 2 men were shot at the docks. So Scotty Bard claimed he was trying to track down that missing lifer, Matthew Colby. Stated that he must have found the nest. He recognized Jay Hobbs, Edgar, and Brandon, as well as Brandon's vehicle was documented on scene by Frost. Sonia Summers was also related and a hot gun related to that. So he was looking into the lifer that was still missing, Matthew Colby. And he stated he must found the nest. I'm not exactly sure what he meant, but this all goes back to the docks. Then it goes to same day. Ryan Keeger, the Dr. Ryan Keeger, got blown up at the dam. There was a warning given to Dark not to stick your nose in business. Margot had a twat of her involvement, and Edgar's DNA was on scene. Then there's another Zancudo. While goes by. February 6th.
Shang.
This is Shang's first known involvement.
Ooh.
Military personnel were stating they were refueling, so cops kind of went to go check it out. They couldn't provide ID. I hear a cop.
looks like a lady on a motorcycle, lavender in color body with teal hair.
I think this also used to be a popular place where you steal vehicles. So,
That would make sense.
yeah.
So yeah, in this situation, David Miller went missing. There was like some sort of shootout. They didn't really know. I assume this is Darkstone related because he was a VIP for them and they were the military personnel. Brandon, Frederick, and Shang were arrested.
Okay.
So this may be the first obvious Blackstone incident as well. Or Darkstone, sorry.
Interesting.
Somebody wrote Blackstone on some reports and now it's in my head.
Understood. This is
then
2-6. Wow. Okay. That is very interesting. All right. I'm just kind of like ascertaining. So that's about like 8 months ago Darkstone comes through. Okay.
And then Oracle starts on the 20th. Or first documented. Some of these could have happened and nobody documented anything, or I haven't been able to find the documents because some of it is very difficult to dig through. On the 20th of February, Oracle made a lemon list with the Twatter post, when the unknown rules the streets, a silent force awakens to reclaim the dawn. So the fact Darkstone and Oracle came about the same time makes me, I don't know who to trust or how they're intertwined.
This is a keep close statement I'm about to make. Is Delta One let me know that he was made contact with the marshals as the Oracle contacted Dark, subsequently Gunner, and that the Oracle is the one that put Darkstone in contact with them.
Okay, so they're together. That makes a little more sense.
Mm-hmm. Which
so like Darkstone kind of shows up. They have a VIP they're not talking about, and then Oracle starts like letting it known they're around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then on the 22nd, Skipper Jones was interrogated. There's a video of the interrogation. I have not watched it. But in the notes of Dark, the interrogation was leaked. I don't know how it was leaked or to who it was leaked. But there's a note it was leaked of some sort. I don't know much more about that. He was just arrested in a traffic stop and had to face like calling cards, so they interrogated him.
This is locked. I've just requested permission.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's why I saw it was locked, so I figured I'd just wait to even dig into that. All right, this one is a very interesting one, so I think this is probably the second Darkstone incident. Anita Marksum worked for a private security firm. They were making sure a high-value target left the city. They provided her with an SMG. A deagle last time, so I assume the last time might have been the situation that Brandon, Frederick, and Shang were arrested. The company gives her pants. We get an email, which we delete afterwards in case we get hacked. They keep the contracts on site with no internet access. We get code words. Bravo for this one. Firebird is our boss for this one. I haven't seen my boss's face. We all wear the same thing. All black tactical garb, same mask. Information probably got leaked. We are nervous. They might have been trailing us. I'm not sure how they got the pilot. There was a black car, orange stripes. Our boss was in a helicopter. 3 colleagues dressed the same. So just a strange statement. A cop stalked to her. She was arrested in that situation. But not really much came of that. Then we get into a lot more here. Oracle Video Dread Torrent. So there's Operation Dread Torrent. Displayed in ever-changing text. There is a set of 7 numbers displayed in series of 3 times. There's a whole transcript. You've been digging for answers. You think you're close, but you're missing the point. The flood you see on the streets, the chaos consuming the city is all part of a much bigger picture. You've been chasing shadows. You've been digging deeper into a hole that only grows darker the further you go. So I'm giving you a piece of the puzzle, something you maybe can use. The city bleeds dark. Operation Dread Torrent isn't just an act of violence, it's a pathway to destruction. You're too blank to stop it, but maybe, just maybe, this will give you a fighting chance. These numbers that you see are the code names to people that supply the weapons. This is the information we have gathered so far. Save this goddamn city. So these people and these names, I don't think are accurate. So for example, there were multiple shipments that we're going to see later to 764. That is Jack Bates. Jack Bates was dead, and there was a shipment in April at the time he was dead. So later, Gunner goes into, I'm not
Where
sure
are
how
these
people are deciphering.
numbers coming from?
They're all in the video.
Yeah, they're in the video.
They're in the video. You have to
Where's
like watch
the video?
It is somewhere in here. I do have the video. I watched it. But we're gonna come back to that later, so we can. That's way at the top because Gunner might have decoded a lot more that makes sense. I don't know how they're decoding the names to the numbers.
I see. Yeah, because these names at face value are strange. What, these names? Andy Kingsman, Jack Bates, Tolan Black?
No, not those. When
The newer
we actually
ones that are there, yeah.
Understood.
And then,
understood.
yeah, when we get later, I would love to know like how the numbers and names were figured out, because there's a lot more that Gunner figured out in relation to that at the top. Then on March 22nd, Edgar was kidnapped, and this is really interesting, actually. He was later found injured on a golf course. Oscar Perez was arrested on scene. There was a submarine used in some way. So there's submarines that they have access to as well. So this next one, a couple days later, I think is really interesting. Barrick and Edgar were on top of the roof of house arrest location going over the terms of bail when a black and colored Jeep pulled in across the house with 3 masked individuals, one in black, one in red, one in blue, got out of the Jeep. And they all acted like
shit!
They were taking a golf swing in sync. So Edgar was found at the golf course 2 days earlier, and now they're taking a in sync golf swing with one another. They took off. Nobody was able to get any photos. There's photos of the individuals, I believe, but the photos don't work. I can't pull up the photos.
Mm-hmm.
But just to go back just a little bit, there's a bit of a gap with Edgar's involvement.
Yep.
He disappeared.
Yeah, I saw that where like there was notes of like he disappeared and then he returned.
Yeah, and that gets into the whole Norman Bones pestilence thing. But either way, he returns, and
this is sort of what comes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I found it interesting that he was found injured on the golf course. Then they come back and are taking golf swings when he's talking to a government official, even if it is Barrick. But the 3 masked individuals, I don't know if that's going to be the tight blue mask or if that's like the Charlie mask and the Arthur Kane mask. So I would have loved to actually see the pictures to see what kind of masks they were.
Well, the interesting thing here is he was kidnapped while he was under house arrest.
Yep.
His house arrest was determined by Barrick. So with the knowledge of
What
Barrick
the
was the sitting
fuck?
judge during that case.
What?
Yes.
That, and then he shows up when Barrick is there.
Mm-hmm.
This has already been so useful setting. Obviously, I'm sure there's further details on these things, but this really sets this is setting a very good foundation.
Overview and where to find. So I had to dig for most of these reports to link them to a lot of this stuff. But at least like if you're like, hey, I remember that from the timeline, it's going to give you the report. You can go back to it.
Makes sense.
End of March, Edgar was being watched. It was a really, really weird report. A man was watching Edgar. There was crows flying over, and then an explosion occurred. It was just all really weird, unsure relation.
That's going to be Norman Bones.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Then April 1st, Faceless retweeted a twat by Suarez that stated THC. Not really sure what that is. Then on the 2nd, they twatted out Skynode number 7885. That's going to get decoded later. Then Dr. Krieger was being transported and was kidnapped. He was being transported for medical. He was being flown out of the state, going to state lab, unsure what that was related to.
I was one of the leads on that transport.
Oh,
Was,
okay. So an ambush occurred.
Humane
He was
Labs,
sent
yeah.
safely on the plane.
Humane Labs, Humane Labs International came in. They had federal clearance. You transport Dr. Krieger to continue doing more tests on black vein fever, aka the plague. PD assisted Darkstone with the transport. There was some resistance, but we got credentials certified and cross-checked. He got onto the plane safely and flew into the air. Once he left LSIA, it was out of our hands. So apparently later, we found Dr. Krieger was found, or not found. The doctor that was from Humane Labs International was found dead, who also boarded the plane. So it was our assumption that the Faceless had somehow hijacked the plane, forced it to land. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's like from what it looked in the report, like they thought he was sent safely, but bodies were later found.
Yep.
All right, then we're on to a car heist, which was interesting.
Give me
April
1 moment.
11th, private contractors were working under JetSam. They had a job to deliver $5 million worth of vehicles to a location in Grapeseed on a route. They had a specific route. There was road work, so they had to detour. They were shot down. Arthur Rain.
My
so
God.
His blood comes back to that.
I want you to
Just-
imprint that in the back of your mind. This is the guy that's in Marshall custody right
Yep.
now.
That's actually how I found it. His DNA wasn't taken, but his blood was on scene of when he got taken to ICU. So it's just matching the two
We
bloods.
have it then. This is the one that we're missing, right? Am I tripping? Chris? Was this the missing one?
So I was reading what McAllister put in the report that like the blood that was on scene they believe is his.
Understood. Okay.
But they didn't actually take Arthur's blood at the time. It's just he was there bleeding. He went to ICU and there was blood
we
there.
Have his, I believe we have his DNA now.
Oh, okay.
It's not on his profile.
Oh, okay. But we got his blood from whenever he crashed the helicopter and Meg took.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I matched that to.
I'm mixing it then with the other guy, the Lagara guy then. Lagara, I think we're missing. Yeah.
All right, then there's some weird house fire in Polito. Not much information is in the report. Edgar's somehow involved. Just made note of it. This is one that I've been digging into, this next one, the 14th. There was a Zancudo firefight. There was a hollow coin recovered. The hollow coin, when shined under UV light, showed a series of numbers, 43, 14, 11, 03, and an owl on the face.
Ooh.
I don't know that those numbers or anything related to that has been figured out. I couldn't find any documents that said so. So all of my stuff is based on Dark had done sort of a master doc, Gunner had done a master doc. I combined them of pieces of each, as well as digging through the reports myself. So this is like
a separate master doc for Operation Dreadtorn as well.
I have I want you to keep those numbers in the back of your mind because there's something we're gonna do right after this.
Okay. So I made a note here. Could this be when Victor Blackwell was injured? You'll see that in about 10 days later. He was found injured with 10-day-old injuries. So this is where I think it would come back to. But I want to see your thoughts on that.
So this is interesting. The reason is the owl is represented by the Oracle. Remember, one of the individuals had that USB with the Oracle, like the owl on it,
and that would make sense why on the Faceless when it defaced the marshal's office, it crossed out the owl. Like it has an owl on a bunch of stuff, but he keeps crossing out the owl as well.
And the other thing that's interesting is, Well, let's hold on the thought. Actually,
Okay.
sorry. Continue.
And that's when I want to check the locker. I want to actually look at the stuff there as well in person and see what's in there.
I remember now. Is Blackwell a good guy or a bad guy? I think he's a good guy, right?
I think a good, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. In a
yes, he
couple
is,
reports, he's going to be
is.
up there.
So the reason
There's
I
a
bring that
few
up,
different Blackwells.
that might be why. Okay, because the thing that I'm wondering now is, what
Or
if
no, the other one's
these
Blackwood. There's
people
Blackwell.
are a part of the Oracle? Like, if the Oracle is an
Mm.
organization versus
If
a
Victor
individual.
Blackwell was a VIP target working for government with some sort of weapons deal.
Yeah, he ended up murdered.
Yeah, he disappeared and subsequently murdered. But his wife and kid flew in, and Dark was
Wasn't that
talking to
Miller?
them.
Wife and kid. There's a few different ones.
Maybe,
David Miller, I
yeah.
think, was another VIP his wife and kid. His wife.
Okay, yeah, that was Miller.
Yeah, I'll come back to his wife because his wife might still be alive. So then the 16th, the marshal's office was broken into. There was a book from the Oracle found inside. I want to check the locker because it doesn't say what's in the book. Then while Dark was in there, he heard a news report on the radio about an incident that had occurred at Fort Zancudo. Unsure if it was a coincidence or was further communication from the local. So a news report came on the radio at the same time as this happened. So,
And around that time, that's when news reports started. That's when the Faces became a little bit more public facing, and words started getting out about them in general.
Then some Faceless books were found. Operation Midnight Watcher, Skynode, all zeros. It was possibly McNulty of Petros before she was a marshal. There was photos of an officer. Skynode 1111. There was a blue house belonging to Reggie Might in Polito.
What a lovely day, guys. What a lovely day. What a lovely day.
Paperwork by the sunset.
A lot of paperwork. Yeah, they're doing a lot over there.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, just checking out the observatory. It's a nice area, you know.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Yo, I got some real investigative stuff for you right now. All right, you ready for your
I'm ready.
I believe there's an instigator. I believe the zombies just do not exist. I believe that there is somebody instigating the zombies and causing them to retaliate in the ways that they are. You know, there's always been myths surrounding, instigating the dead or disrespecting them while they're in peace. And the way that these, I guess, cemeteries look, at least the one we just looked at, it seems as if there was some outside touch to graves. You know, there's somebody that has decided to disrespect and or attempt to unearth individuals from their graves, which means that we're looking at somebody connected on the outside to all this. It's not simply a mishap from Humane Labs. There has to be some type of
someone
from MRPD and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Who did? Wait, when did someone get kidnapped?
Right now in front of MRPD, and they're begging on the radio.
Yeah, let's go.
And nobody. Okay.
This will be a good little pause there. You know?
Yeah. My throat's tired.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's people unearthing damn zombies. That's probably a problem. I'd say it's a problem. I think it might be wise. I don't know if it's possible to talk with people at churches to maybe set up cameras and or just have Overwatch at different points during the day, especially when it gets gloomy. You know, all bad zombie apocalypses happen towards nighttime or in the gloomy fog. So I think
I don't know who it was.
We need to set up some type of intel surrounding cemeteries to see who's essentially being the voodoo demon for all this shit.
Oh.
I guarantee unearthing past relatives and or individuals at graves is going to result And if the things we're
Everybody's still
dealing
in.
with
Everybody
here
had their
are
own.
beyond
Mhm,
normal, it's, you know, supernatural, odds are there's some type of outward influence that is
I don't
causing
think they
said
have. I think.
things. So we need to investigate.
Yeah, the codes, they're looking
who
around, I think.
is the
Yeah, I don't think they need us.
yeah,
The
before we call it
instigator.
zombies.
No.
Look,
Like
I
all
want
these
you
on-
to,
We'll probably just get
Bobby,
told to
I
leave
want
anyway.
you to run this up. I want to hear more, but I am in the middle of something. So, run this
Yeah.
up, run these theories. Try to keep, what's his name? Flores involved as well. And,
Oh well, no, we're together right now. We're investigating
Good
all these
shit.
places in hazmats.
oh, beautiful. Okay. Well,
Okay, we
okay.
gotta be quiet. I'm hanging
All
out
right.
now. We're at the next grade.
All right,
Last thing I need
easy.
is a zombie popping out and shoving a rod up my ass. All right, talk
Good
to you.
shit.
There's more food in the
You
glove
take
if
care.
you need it, Luca.
Oh, thank you. I'll grab it.
I grabbed some as well.
Where the fuck did he go? Hey, where did Danger go?
On the other side.
Oh, what the hell's he doing? He just
I don't know. I was keeping an eye on 'em. They went back underneath the little walkway that overlooks the city.
I love how he's leaning into it. I do too.
Hey, darling, I ain't seen you in forever. Hi there.
Huh.
Yeah, they went that way.
When did they put they're gone.
Their
Wait,
car's
they're
still
not
up there.
gone. What the fuck?
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey, you guys sticking around or
Do you need us
Do you want us to
to?
not stick
No,
around?
do you want us to
it
dip?
might be dangerous here right now.
Wait,
Ooh.
that's so juicy.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so nosy.
It can be nosy. It's martial
I
stuff.
know, I
Well,
know,
we'll
I
dip off
can't,
here in
but
a
I
second.
am.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
No
okay.
worries. I got you, Brian.
Fair enough.
Oh, like now?
Yeah, he means like right now.
Okay, yeah, he means like-
You see, I was like waiting.
Let's
for
go
us
this
to
way, so
leave,
it's
like,
closer,
please
yeah.
All
leave.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep. Doing pretty good. You know,
Good, that's good. Gotta discuss your pay here in a bit.
I'm sorry.
We gotta discuss your guys' pay here in a bit.
What's the word you're
No.
using?
We can discuss
Pay.
your guys' pay here in a bit for the marshal's office.
Oh, it's maxed out right now.
Maybe
Good,
funding.
that's good.
Yep.
There
I
can
feel like
always
they
be
could
more.
use more money in their
There could always
account.
be
You know,
more.
I mean, listen, I'm down to set up a meeting at some point and discuss future. I mean, listen, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's you and Quantum.
That, look.
If only you two work together, because otherwise, well, the alternative's a lot
it
worse.
doesn't help the fact that I helped, and I apparently his words were I inspired him to run with what I told him why I want to run. So it comes down to the perspective of someone who's already voiced what they want to do versus someone following the voice of another person of what they want to do. Right?
Mm.
I already know what I want to do. I have a whole thing for it. I have a book. I think my book would rival Nino's in his prime. But I'll get that book to you here in a bit when we set up something. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm
good.
gonna be gone for 3 days. Keep that in mind.
Excuse me. What?
Okay.
Excuse me. Oh shit. Of course.
Well,
No. That's either
be
really
safe.
good or
Don't
really
get
bad.
don't get shot.
Tony, I
or-
don't think you understand that. That's either really good or depending on what he means by that.
Wait. What do you mean?
What? No. Just like have a good LOA. You know.
Wait. Do you think? What do you think I mean by that?
No. Just have a good LOA, Brian.
Do you think you're gonna have competition? Is that what you mean?
I hope it's
No.
a really good LOA.
Oh, okay.
It's a
All
good
right.
LOA.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. All right. All right.
Way there from the house, and Mr. Blue stepped out and made his presence known. So
Okay.
if they were going to do something, he would make it clear.
Be dramatic first.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
talking about it is like gonna make them show up, attack helicopters and all.
I'm contemplating talking to Darkstone to get like AA cannons like on the corners
Oh.
What if
and
we
also
save sites, put on the
anti-EMP
domes?
things so we can talk about archivists here, because I do think protecting this location with like what is it called, like electronic warfare, EW,
cyber attacks, cyber crimes.
yeah.
I think this is a perfect spot for the marshals. You know, observatory sees all.
Mm.
I like it.
Also, the middle of the state.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like the line between Los Santos County and Blaine County.
Yeah. Agreed.
Brian, didn't you say
like
this road here is technically demilitarized zone?
Yeah, so this facility, and if you follow this road, this is a state road, and if you follow it to the ends, so on the west, you got Mount Vinewood Drive, and on the east, you got Baytree Canyon. That intersection is state property up and down for like a couple 100 yards. So,
Okay.
so yeah. All right, let me see. So we were at Faceless Books Operation Midnight Watch.
Yep. So that was the one watching some BCSO deputies. 111 was Reggie Mite's house in Polito. Liquor store in
Petros
Sandy Shores.
is Ashira.
Yes, she was a marshal.
Yep.
So it would have been. They don't know which it was. I guess the picture was hard to see. And then the other one was a blue house photograph belonging to Reggie Mite, which I found was interesting. The liquor store in Sandy Shores. Billy Thorne used to own the property, and he was tied into a lot of the earlier stuff. Now it's owned by Akez Perez of Hades, but I feel like the Billy Thorne is more likely who they were looking after. I find it interesting. Reggie Mite is not a name that really came up much in there. So I don't know if somebody had potentially owned it before.
Interesting. Okay.
Then Skynode 8742 was photos of Rooster's Rest, and one of the photos is the property next to them behind the hot dog place. So it makes me think these are places that we might want to maybe look more into.
True. That's a really good point.
Like, why were they watching these places?
And it may not even be the direct property. There could be like the liquor store. What if there's like a fucking underground base there? Right? I'm just thinking out of the box. It could be anything.
It could be something like that, yeah.
There's somebody running around us again. Hold on.
Wait, isn't that Chris?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Right there?
That's Chris down there.
I
But
saw
it sounded
something.
like.
Hold on.
Okay, see, I thought I heard something over here to the. Yeah.
Wait, he's checking inside.
Well, I'm checking inside.
Also, do you know about these? Look at these recent swats by Brandon Valentino
Today?
right now. LSPD is investigating him because they found him in possession, potentially selling silencers out of the food truck.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. And then now he's twatting that, which it's almost hitting their statute of limitations in I think 2 days, so it doesn't look like they can do anything
Brandon
about
doesn't
it.
have one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I've talked to the DOJ. We want a database of things. Brandon doesn't talk much in interrogation, but he also doesn't have a statute.
All right,
So
it's all clear.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll see it in the more recent stuff. I did include that, like, to take note of that, because it might tie into some other stuff in there.
okay.
All right, let's dig back in. There was Operation Dread Torrent, Outlaw 763, a pistol shipment. My initial one said it was Andy Kingman. Based on the information by Gunner, it is not, because the other one also says Jack Bates, but he's dead. So those are not accurate.
Oh my God. Wait, so Pred mentioned that Jack Bates was his best friend. I know this is completely random and unrelated, probably, but I'm going to bring it up just because I heard that name today. And in case it's a random string to pull on, maybe Pred knows something that he sees as irrelevant, but maybe related, just like who's Jack Bates. Pred said Jack Bates was his best friend and he died, and he tried experiments on him while he was the mayor, which I think is around April, and tried to
Pred
like
was saying
clone
something
him
about the
in humane
zombies,
labs.
where like that's where they think the zombies came from.
Yes, he said, because Pred thinks that the zombies might be his failed experiments with Jack Bates.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
So, I need 3 minutes.
Okay, take
I
it
gotta get some coffee going.
Peters, you said there was a report on Dread Torrent.
Yeah.
I found the master doc.
Yeah, that was one by Dark.
Yeah, this is the one I looked at. And that's where I was like, there's not much, like, how are we getting some of this?
Yeah, so I think, okay, the numbers themselves, as far as we can tell, are irrelevant, right? Because whenever we first received that video, we were like, what the fuck do these numbers mean? And I was literally running around the entire city. I even went up to like Vinewood to try to like look at addresses, or like going through people, like literally scouring the NDT profiles for any sort of relevancy. Because we punched those through all of our decrypting code methods, like, you know, hex codes and like all that stuff, right? Dark was very familiar with like all that stuff. Yeah, we couldn't find anything.
Gunner did seemingly figure out ones that make a lot more sense.
Yes, he figured those out.
I just don't know how. Oh, through
subpoenas. Okay. Yes. I think we finally got a subpoena on Mr. Blue, and then we're able to chain subpoena off of that.
Do you know what number, or if we can get access to those subpoenas? Instead of us trying to like re-subpoena it?
I don't. Let me see if I can find the actual subpoena. It might also be helpful. I mean, since you know, on the weekends you're around pretty early.
Yeah.
Dark sometimes is around.
Yeah, I usually see him a lot of the weekends.
It might be good to have us sit down with him on
Okay. Yeah, I could probably. Yeah, actually, that would actually be helpful.
Okay, so report 24880 might be a good one, as well as another report. And it is 25137. That was around the time where we finally got a good subpoena going. And I think everything sort of started chaining off of that.
I'm hoping that we might be able to just, if we can find the phone subpoena. Oh, that's actually in the complete phone records list. If we, then we can like upload them to our database as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the numbers we had was in 24880.
The
And
numbers,
we
what do
went
they
in
mean?
with that subpoena and tallied the amount of times each of the individuals were contacted or were in contact. So
I saw that a lot.
I don't think that was that number's in service anymore.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, even having those past records, I think, will allow us to connect some dots.
yeah, he might have those. I can hand you those.
Yeah, I'll ask Stark and see if he's able to send them my way, because that would be a lot easier than re-subpoenaing, especially in case we miss some that might be important.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, there is a report of like complete phone records, and a lot of these, I guess a lot of the names and things were figured out through subpoenas, so I'm gonna talk to Dark this weekend if he's on duty, because I usually see him, about seeing if he's willing to just send me the results of all those subpoenas. And then we don't have to go through and try to re-subpoena them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, you can also look at the references in that one too,
and it says the others. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna save this one so I don't lose it.
What I've been doing kind of while we've been talking is I just did a master search of every report Richard Dark had.
Yeah. He like a lot of Gunner and Dark's reports are really, really good, but all of them like have pieces. Like one has parts the other one doesn't.
Yeah, Dark sometimes is real bad about. And again, Brian, you've kind of learned this too. There will get information and then shit will pop off, right, or something.
Yes.
And then, you know, it just doesn't get completed. Like I don't think it's incompetence or anything like that.
It's distractions.
It's the state marshal effect, honestly.
Yeah, because I think that's why I've been able to do a little bit, because I'm sitting on my MDT.
It was Dark, Gunner, and I for a very long time, and
it's even the last couple days.
Honestly, these reports are so hard to find on the PD side. Like a lot of it, like the amount of digging I had to do to even piece some of this stuff together, where I'm like, this says it happened, but I can't find any record of it. All right, so we are on Oracle book on Krieger. I need to check the locker and actually look at the book, and I'll add in sort of anything on that. It's related to when he was kidnapped. It confirmed he never arrived. So like Peters had said before, he got on the plane, but he never made it to whatever location he was.
This is the 424.
Yes.
Interesting. And once again, it says book found on Krieger. So this thing, organization, whatever, the Oracle, it isn't, whether it's a person or an organization, some of these things are its assets, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Faceless seems to be doing what they can to X them, right?
Just like the X exactly through the owl. That makes sense. And they seem like, I mean, remember when the Oracle, that first twat of being like, when the dark things show, pretty much like its enemy is gonna show face as well or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're just nemesises that when one popped up, the other one was like, all right, I'm gonna show my face here too.
That is crazy. And 100% right.
All right, so that same day on the 24th that book was found, there was an attack heli, a lot of chaos. Officers were able to get on the radio they had. There was a guy, George Porter, found dead. Don't know who George Porter is. Remedy Creed was arrested on scene. Leon Edwards was arrested on scene. Edgar and Speedy's
Interesting.
names were on radio. So Remedy is very clearly involved in this.
Huh.
There is also, during other stuff, she has texted the Faceless something like, I am your friend, or like, I'm a friend of the Faceless, or something like that.
What the fuck? She was trying to run for mayor.
Yep.
What if, and this is something to keep in the back of our mind, if they have not already infiltrated, it almost feels as like though they've been trying to.
I mean, even if they have, they want to keep that. Each mayor election, they have to like make sure whoever they want is the next one in charge. So it's always going to be a continual thing where they're trying to make sure they have their hands in, you know, the power of the city. All right, then the 24th, that same day, Victor Blackwell, that same guy who was found missing, or no, he wasn't found missing. I don't think we even knew much about him at that point. He was found dead. There was no report about it at all besides a medical report. So no PD report, no marshal report, nothing besides the medical report.
No.
That I could find. Again, it could exist and I couldn't find it, but I searched the day. I searched everything. He had burns to his legs. He was shot through the eye 10 days ago. He was brought in by EMS. Middle finger on his left hand was missing, also about 10 days old. So 10 days before that was the Zancudo firefight, which is why I made note of, could this be when Victor Blackwell was injured? Was that when he was captured? And that was the blood on scene to Arthur Rain as well. So that's where I think 10 days before was that hollow coin, the owl on the face, the number. So Victor Blackwell likely could have been part of Oracle. Because if the owl is Oracle, that coin had an owl on it. But yeah, it was just he had a couple shot through the eye 10 days ago, middle finger missing 10 days ago. Again, only a medical report about his murder. No scene. I have no idea where he was found dead. Nothing besides he was brought in by EMS. All right, then the next day, this is David Miller, the one you were talking about. 2 dead victims were found, David and Christopher Miller. David Miller was a military expert that was kidnapped on February 6th from Fort Zancudo. Christopher was his son. The 3rd victim is suspected to be his wife. I made note, is she still alive? Only 2 of them were dead, according to the reports.
And if there's no DOA report, that is very possible. Or she's kidnapped.
So where
right?
is she now?
Yeah.
Edgar's vehicle was in the area. Sylvain Boss and Arthur Rain bled on scene.
Man, Arthur Rain's been around. And here I was thinking this guy is only recently, like, made its way into the picture, you know?
His first blood on scene was that same time with the owl coin. Then there is an Oracle book, something about Blackwell and Jetsam. There was absolutely nothing in the report, so I need to look at the locker and even see what's in there. Like the report's blank.
Nice.
So yeah, hoping that that book is still in the locker to look at. Because that might tie some more pieces about Blackwell and whatever Jet Sam is involved. Then the 30th Oracle book was stolen from Princess Elena, and she was kidnapped. When the only reason this is known, they were asking, like, Princess, is there anything you'd like to add that believe could be related to her kidnapping? Right before the incident, I don't know if it's related, I got an anonymous ping to a location with a book. The book said in embossed letters, the Oracle inside. There was only 2 pages of writing. On the left side, it said something like, whose side are you really on? Looked like it was handwritten. On the right side, something like, have you been brainwashed too? They saw the book and took it, thought they were going to give it back, but they didn't.
See, that's very interesting because she may have been the mayor at that point or on the verge of becoming. And Princess is 3POS. But was she back then? Right? Maybe the Oracle was trying to work with her, and based on this, with the question that's being asked is like, maybe the Oracle had been reaching out to her. However, due to, I don't know, changes in her life, right?
Yeah.
By getting
the
close
Faceless,
to
they were
Edgar,
trying to figure out who.
yeah.
So, okay, she started. So she became mayor, right? And I believe.
When did she become mayor?
ex-members- Oh, God. I
So
don't know
each
the
term is
ex-
about 3 months. We're about 1 term away. So 3 months ago would have been July 7th. Or
So she
July.
was there for 2 terms, I believe.
Okay, so this would have been the middle of her mayor term then.
Right.
Because
So,
he's been mayor since July, so she would have been before July.
yeah, at some point, ex-members of TreePos, Benicio Delgado, who is Edgar's cousin, entered the picture, and I believe around then is when they started dating. Like, she wasn't like officially affiliated, because I mean, TreePos wasn't really considered a thing again until like after I think she left. But during that, I think that might be why the Oracle gave her that book, because she saw the writing on the wall and where the direction she was headed. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas here.
Okay, she might have like started
because-
questioning things, and they were trying to
Yeah.
Faceless. So there's also documentation of Faceless contacting her. So it seems like she was being contacted by Oracle
I mean,
and Faceless.
I
So likely they were trying to like pull her to their side.
Yeah, and I would even say like from all indicators thus up to this point, the Oracle's point of contacts at best may have been like, say, Dark, right?
Yeah.
But every other contact is literally like these guys like Krieger and whatnot, right? Individuals that are ending up dead. They start losing people. Princess for some time was, from my understanding, a very someone that you could say was a civilian, right? And naturally, you know, let's say political inclinations start to come into play, whatever it might be. Oracle starts reaching out. I don't think the 3POS connection, I don't think Benicio's like, hey, let me start dating her on behalf of the Faceless or anything. I think probably they got together naturally, right? But
Yes.
due to the polar opposite affiliations, her relationship with the Oracle became a secondary, right? You know, like at that point, it's like, am I gonna, you know, you see where I'm going with this? Like, she naturally tended through that relationship towards 3POS, who is Faceless, so Rebozo Oracle, right?
Yeah. And then it's the Oracle pings her, and then immediately she gets picked up by Faceless to steal the book.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like they were watching her the whole time or something. All right, then a couple weeks go by. There's a Little Bird's firefight at Zancudo. Officers responded. 2 Darkstone agents were arrested. 1 was killed in the firefight. There was downed planes documented off of Merryweather Docks, and Merryweather Docks is
What?
another place that comes up often. That weren't related, but the statements of the PD don't say like where, like if they went to Merryweather Docks, then were shot down. It was just kind of there.
Wait, I am tripping balls. Wait, we've arrested Darkstone?
Yeah.
I mean, I have, but no one ever told me. I thought I was the first to do it.
They went up on hag charges.
And then what?
No idea.
19174. Let me. Do we have what the fuck?
Incident 15422.
Well, I think it will make sense coming up, and that's when Delta One comes into play.
Oh.
And we start contacting. It's like, hey, I think it was a vested interest in like, hey guys, we're really on your side here, you know.
Because they were being charged with one of their own death. That was the hag charge, is they were being charged with the one that died.
I just want to say...
Oh, no, they had unauthorized operation of militarized vehicles was the charge.
Yeah.
What was
That was
sorry,
their hag.
what was the report? Oh, I see. 50 and 422?
Yep.
The thing why I'm like, this is fucking me up is... So, we had an opportunity 5 months ago to legislate this and fix it. Uh-oh.
Well...
I gotta take a quick nap. What in the hell? We coulda... Well, I'm reacting to things in character. And in character, learning that we had a opportunity to resolve the Darkstone stuff could have been resolved a while ago from the look of it. Do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, that's also... That's why my whole thing is like making sure that everyone else gets the RP. I just help keep the shit boat moving. All right. Hello?
Hello.
All right.
Welcome back.
My entire brain froze up.
Yeah, if you've been like,
This is a lot.
yeah, if you've been looking up all these reports, then, yeah, you get too many loaded up on MT. It just kind of
Oh, really?
It does a number to mine.
Yeah. That
So my
definitely is
report's
what it was.
33891, and then I can read the incidents to you.
33891, and we were at 5 something.
Yeah, we are at 51325.
Okay.
We are looking at the Zancudo military base, helicopter dogfight, just the Darkstone that was arrested. It was likely after this.
Oh, I see. Okay. This is crazy that they were on holds and that's insane to me. One was in Samwise Baggins.
Yeah, and John Trevor.
John
So then
Trevor, yeah.
Stephen O'Connor was arrested with a weapon that came back to that scene later, and he got
Wait, I
criminal
was
use.
there.
He's Manor.
Oh, I wasn't. I thought I saw Brian Knight. Oh, wait, I did.
Yeah, you
Brian
were.
got
You were
on
there.
duty and asked to get on ATC. Brian called out unauthorized planes that showed up on radar. Red, white, and color, later identified by UC Gray. Knight assisted in directing both Air 1 and Air 2 to follow the plane, attempting to identify further. ATC provided multiple warnings over radio across the and they refused after some time. Fly over the submarine, pilot go inside, and lost visual. Okay, I wasn't that involved, actually. Wait, then when the fuck did this happen?
Back in May.
Well, maybe I went down. I don't know. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. I'm good to continue.
Okay. Then. Yeah, so there's a Manor person with a hawk gun related to that, so Manor comes up again. Then May 21st, there's a radio broadcast at the office. It directly mentioned authorities believe there's a possible connection between military aircraft and the Faceless. Kane was unsure how the broadcaster came up with the information, but did take note of it. Then on the 22nd, there was an Oracle book, something about rifle bodies. Again, need to look at the locker and actually look at the book. Dark was pinged to another location. He met the individual who had the ID of Blake Cole. Dark exchanged non-critical information to further develop Oracle as a source.
Wait, Blake Cole is someone. Okay, he was involved in another operation.
Yeah, there's a couple later that he gets involved in.
Oh no, this
his
is
first
this was before this.
Before? Okay.
Because I interrogated him. And
Okay.
that is so. He said that he worked for JetSam. He was hired to basically get a shipment down to the JetSam docks to get it out to the ports and sent elsewhere. And he offered a deal. He's like, "Listen, I'm just trying to do my job, feed my family. If you and the marshals," he was tired of the Faceless interrupting his operations and wanted to get law enforcement involved, but he specifically told me, and I remember this, if you're going to be able to bring down an organization such as the Faceless, then you're going to have to learn to not play by the rules. And so we exchanged numbers, and then I escorted him down back to LSI, and he left.
Okay.
And then he later popped back up. Fast forward, we're here now.
Okay. All right, this next one was one I was very interested in. Shots were fired near Sustancia Road, another place that seems to be a common location. Officers responded they came across Sparky Kane in a stolen van leaving the area. Sparky was being pulled over. They said, give us the van, you can walk, no charges, go, we'll just take the stolen vehicle. He refused. When he refused, a little bird showed up, opened fire, and dropped explosives. So keep in mind a van and a little bird, and that's going to come up again later. Aircraft was shot down, a pilot was captured. It led to a chicken factory holdout, and the van and suspects went missing after a bad storm rolled through. The pilot was identified and went missing in all of that, but when he was searched, he was in possession of a silenced AR-10 M4, whatever the fuck that is, a combat PDW, magazines, 2 notebooks, a SIM card, a white faceless card, 2 sticky bombs, handcuffs, and blind folds. He was on radio 65.1. I need to check the evidence locker because I want to see if those notebooks are there, what people did with those notebooks, what happens to all of that. It was all Manor, got warrants for this situation. Sparky Kane, Luke, Clive, Stephen O'Connor, and James Malding all had blood on scene and got warrants in relation to this. But the van thing was very interesting, as well as the white faceless card. Here, car. Oh, it's a cop car. And then notebooks I really want to look into.
Okay, so I think I remember this incident. I literally got on duty. I just showed up to help collect evidence. That was it. If you do end up checking the evidence locker and there's nothing there, then I believe I remember something about, the van was completely destroyed and blown up. Ergo, the evidence inside is completely...
But it was on the pilot, not in the van.
Oh, then there might still be that in there.
It also depends on if the officer that searched the pilot before he went missing, if they took the notebooks or they left him on him. So that's what I'm thinking, is we might not have them.
Right.
Because they might have just left it on him. Not much else to look at on that one, unfortunately. Then on the 27th of June, that's when Silas bombed the courthouse. That was when the TF coin came back to Silas Marino with DNA on it. The bombs, Faceless claimed credit. There was a notebook in relation to it. I don't know if the notebook was ever fully decoded.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's another thing I want to look at. Then it comes into July 1st, Nest Construction. Based on prior investigation contact from individual associated with the Oracle, Nest Construction may be associated with the weapons trafficking operation Dread Torrent, or be a front for the Faceless. The seal of Los Santos has Nest Construction symbol with Epsilon in the background. So found it really interesting. Epsilon background behind it. Nest Construction symbol.
So what's interesting about this is around that time, there were new seals that had shown up even in front of Mission Row PD. And then much later, someone had almost tried to replaster the emblem. You know the emblem when you're walking up to Mission Row PD? Right at the front steps? Right over there. So that's actually quite interesting.
Epsilon also has deep historical ties to the state of San Andreas to begin with.
So I was looking up trying to decode the owl thing a little bit, and there was something about a secret society, and then Kiflon, which I think Kiflon ties into some of that, but I don't really understand a lot of that. So
there's two things. Epsilon does. So I spoke with, I'd run into Eliza at New Epsilon is apparently different than Epsilon. New meaning the new Epsilon. And so there may be a bit of a distinction between the organizations, but it's still worth noting. And to that point, allegedly there's this whole thing where, and I haven't followed up on this, but Edgar may be in the Epsilon building now.
Really?
There's this whole thing. I haven't been able to follow up because of all this other bullshit happening, but nor is it, I mean, it might be interesting to peel at, but either way, the individual that before Eliza went to New Babylon, and this is probably like 3 months ago now, Diego allegedly tried to murder her. Diego then disappeared. I noticed this morning that he's back.
He was one that was twatting the other day, Kiflam, which like
yes.
The only reason like I'd never seen that before, and I don't know anything really about New Epsilon or any of that. Definitely not that building.
So the reason I sort of note that is, while you know the stuff in 7-1 may be true, right, and maybe there's some association with the Oracle here. It's also possible the Faceless is now taking possession of it. But then again, like that's presuming Edgar's flopped on the other side. He could very much be like somewhere centered in the middle now.
This guy Edgar doesn't seem like he has much of a brain. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, yes, very true.
Edgar's in it for himself.
Yeah.
But go to whatever side benefits him the most.
Yeah. All right, then we're in mid-July. PD was helping transport private military equipment through Darkstone. Convoy was attacked. Another attack heli. Multiple individuals were arrested, including Shang, Edgar, Clark Mason, DJ Cooper, Brandon, Misha, Forehead, and Preston Ford, who was the pilot. He died. He had a JetSam container key on him and 4 PDWs.
Huh. I'm assuming Preston Ford.
So the thing I don't fully understand is who was Preston Ford? Was he with Darkstone? Like, I don't know.
Oh, wait. Is 7/17 when we got our guns? Oh my God, that's so long ago. Wait, no way. Yes way. Time fucking flies.
That feels like fucking 2 weeks ago.
I don't think this is it. There's no way. 17/270. No, this is something else. There should hopefully be a related Marshall report on this, because it's indicating a operation. It says Masters was a part of the operation to move a package from Polito to the observatory with government military contractor Blackstone. Masters scouted ahead of the convoy and located. Huh. So Masters is on LOA, but you know, he is a marshal, so I would poke him, Ruth.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this one specifically is worth poking, and this once again gives me a bit of a, makes me like churn a little in my head, because I'm like, wow, cool, so we actually transported like shit more than once. Okay, cool, man. I wonder if the mayor's doing anything about this, because I don't think so.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know.
Yep.
Maybe I was rehired for this. I don't know.
Anywho,
But a lot of it
just
is,
when
yeah,
I
the
take
PD
Mal
reports
away.
are so hard to figure out some of this stuff. All right, then on the end of July, LSIA, there was an armored vehicle. Really hard to figure out what happened. Is this the one that I just never went back to? Operation Loose End. Oh no, it was just really hard besides some sort of attack. All of them had EMP launchers, heavy rifles, thermals, like they were pretty loaded out. Cora Star, Dio were both arrested. Cora had a book of Freg's survival map, and this will be the first time I see like a Freg's book that was documented. And then Misha and Frederick White both had vehicles called out on scene. Then the 4th of August, Kane received the red Faceless card. He went to collect food, went back to his vehicle. There was a footprint, and in his glove box was a red Faceless card. So then this next one is the one that I think is very interesting regarding Manor-related stuff. So Gunner was in a helicopter. He found a little bird. He followed it from Sustancia all the way to Grove Street, where a van with several Class 1 Deagles were found. So he watched it. He saw the little bird fly away. He called for backup. People rolled in on the van. The van had a bunch of Class 1s in it. It was right in front of a home on Grove Street owned by the Manor. So it seems like Manor is related something to do with Deagle Class 1s, especially since that other Substantia, they were driving the van, and that led to that chicken factory shootout.
Lord have mercy.
Both Little Bird were involved, so that seems to be some sort of gun shipment. Then we're on that same day. There was a Zancudo armored truck. There was lots of shooting, very confusing. Benji Ramos identified himself on scene. Dio was arrested, I believe. Frederick White, Benji was in his vehicle. Brandon Valentino was with Benji. Raymond Romanoff was not charged at the time. He had a book, Operation Crimson Sketch, and Fred's cookbook. I don't think they were ever subpoenaed to be opened, as far as I could tell. But that's Freg's cookbook. Freg's survival map seems very interesting. Then we're on to the 19th of August. A Darkstone agent died in this one as well. The statement from one of the Darkstone, I just included that because it was the easiest recap. We had a high-value package to transport from LSIA to Zancudo. When we got to Tongvo Drive, we had a bit of a scary moment when 3 vehicles started to follow us. We continued toward the entrance of Zancudo, and a motorcycle drove beside us and shot an electrical weapon at the convoy, damaging our vehicles.
Hold on. Look at that. Look at 819. GPS locator.
Yep.
That
They somehow knew somebody. I think Darkstone has somebody in them that is giving the intel to the Faceless.
Yeah.
Because how else would they have a GPS locator of
the reason I bring that up is we found one on Redface.
Yeah, so
Arthur.
I saw that as well. And on all the people that were arrested in this also had GPS locators.
Mm-hmm.
Chip, Brandon, William Hunter, Mercury, Irish, Ava Bird, who's another Chaos Legion. They all also had silenced AKs. Then 917. This one I was actually going to ask you a little more about. There was a contract for Speedy that looked completed for $800,000. Blackwood also had it, but he was probably the situation on 926 coming up. That's when he got hit for his. For Blackwood, it was supposed to be a silent hit framed as an accident. It was supposed to be quiet. And that was not what occurred at all.
So this is the TLDR on that is Speedy and by this point, both Speedy and Edgar had cut ties with the Faceless. Edgar had gunned down half his gang on Fudge Lane, including Murphy Braun, and left for New Babylon. Speedy effectively did the same. Members of Cypress did the same. They cut their old ties and joined Lang.
Okay. Also, Marcus Blackwood was known as Vision or Sterling, according to what was in there. So if you see those, that would be in reference to Marcus Blackwood. I haven't, but in case it comes up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they noted he had like a shellfish allergy, and I think they were trying to they wanted it to be a quiet hit that nobody knew he died from Faceless, but that was not what happened at the VIP. At the Vineyard. Just this was a kind of a side note, not exactly Faceless related, but this is what I was telling you about earlier. Brandon Valentino suspected of selling Deagle silencers out of the food tech. The Vineyard's not yet, but that's what it's 926.
I see, understood.
But he had a hit on him, and I think the Vineyard was them completing that hit. The contract was on like some sort of chip or something.
Understood.
Yeah, so Brandon suspected of selling Deagles out of a food truck. LSPD's looking into it. That's what I was talking about, those squats he was doing today. It doesn't look like anything's been done.
So I actually have something to add to that. The officer behind that has since resigned.
Okay.
The LSPD officer behind Brandon?
A-firm.
Do you know who that is?
It was Takayuma. He was one looking into the taco truck.
Oh, Ryu?
Yes. I believe so.
Oh my god. Ryu didn't like being in the LSPD, and he wanted to go to BCSO for park ranger shit, and pretty much they got mad at him and made him want to quit. So
okay.
Maybe I don't know, why would you put a PPO on this to begin with? That's strange. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was caught selling 2 of them, and they had information about like how much a package would cost and everything. So it seemed like they had started doing some good work on it.
So it's kind of a good thing that nothing happened. And I say this because
it doesn't mess with our stuff, because he's potentially, when we get later,
he has no
one of the
statute.
distributor type people. Yeah.
So we can actually open this up for him. I'm not saying we go back and do it for that, but this is in a sense, it's like we can utilize these things when it's the right time to close in on them.
Right. I was gonna actually ask, like, do we ask them to pull off for now while we're investigating other stuff?
Listen, they already pulled off, trust me.
Yeah. This report I thought you'd find interesting with JJ involved. This is under a month ago. There was a Darkstone shootout. They called for any deputies who might be patrolling Blaine to get on radio. It was Maeve. They drove to Zancudo, saw buzzards flying around on Great Ocean. They saw 2 SAM turrets being pulled by armored trucks. They were shooting missiles towards officers. They called for a bunch of backup. Jack Jones was on scene with a combat PDW, Darkstone ID. No idea if he was questioned at all. Like, that was one of my questions based on the report. No idea if anybody asked him, got a statement. I couldn't find anything in regards to that.
Jack Jones, I interrogated him. Okay. And then subsequently let him loose. This is the same day I found Delta One. Like an hour later, his Apache crashed, gave him a ride, and then threw him in cuffs and brought him into interrogation. That's the day I learned that nobody thought, hey, why do we have a private military operating in San Andreas and aren't questioning why we're weapons trafficking. Why we're weapons trafficking, which happened prior to this date. So, that maybe needed to be added. Oh no, that's the convoy one, right? Maybe I'm wrong.
This is the shootout with the SAM turrets. Like, officers got found out. Nobody was arrested on scene at the time. But right after, there were people leaving the hospital, and it was Dio, Raymond Romanoff, Forehead, JJ, and 2 other people. JJ's DNA was found on scene. So it might not be enough to like push charges related to that, but his DNA was on scene, as well was Forehead's and Raymond
that's
Romanoff's.
in statute.
It is in statute, yes.
Oh my God.
Also, Rissa Berry,
Yep.
on the mayor's cabinet, was arrested with a hot gun coming back to this.
Lol.
Man, they really are targeting the mayors, huh?
I remember too looking through Rissa's records around this time. And now I remember because Rissa was really pissed. I was asking her questions, wondering why I'm looking into her. And I looked into her records at the time, not her records, sorry, state records, to see, because the day this, not this day. So prior to 9/23 is when the PD weapons were moved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a day or 2 or 3 prior to this, which were probably convoy. I don't know where it is in this, unless I'm the one tripping, but it should have happened prior to this date. And there were cameras littered around Zancudo that we had found. And my suspicion at the time is that Rissa planted them. Yeah.
If I can find the transport, I'll look for it. If I can find that report, I'll add it to the timeline too.
Wait, give me 2 seconds. Let me pull up JJ's transcripts. Oh, that's right. You're expanding it, right?
Yes.
Luca?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we can get these days, that's also going to help build this in.
I can get those days.
JJ is fucked.
The only thing
Brother,
is we only
he's
have
fucked.
another week for this.
Yeah. High priority
His DNA
is we
being
close
on scene
on him.
is...
Yeah, this is gonna rip him. This is gonna be
I've
Rebozo
also,
right here.
I have started putting his timeline together. The entire time of the situation happening, he's in constant contact with all the other people involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at his financial records. You can see right before the meeting he's changing while talking to Juan Carlos Hernandez.
Okay.
And then, you know, obviously all the other things, he's like, he's like all the other shit that he ended up pulling off. And then you can see he bought a SIM card and he changed his number. And then at the end of the mission at like 7:40 or whatever, when he changes again.
So pull up really quick report 34068.
Okay.
Ignore all the writing at the top because I'm gonna like narrow that down. But if you look, I put the calls and messages in chronological order, starting at like 10:09. Charlie calls him 2 times that day. Then like 10:10, he buys clothing.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
And then
perfect.
like, yeah. So I have to like make it look prettier. I kind of just put it together and haven't like done it, but you can see changing clothes before and after, getting gas before and after, going to Benny's, probably painting his car.
I have a few questions. Around this time, did JJ receive any like calls from an unknown number, like numbers that we don't have in our database currently?
No.
Okay, because Shang had a few that were like around the same time as all the Charlie ones. I think he just called all of Charlie's numbers at one point.
Oh,
did?
that's actually really good.
Yeah, Shang.
Mm.
He also said so. There was like a text chain, right, where he texts each one of Charlie's numbers. Sorry, like he says sorry, 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 sorry. Like 5 times so far. Oh, it was hilarious.
I
to
hope
read.
those really are a bunch of different numbers.
They are. I'm pretty sure they're all Charlie's. Do we have any currently like working subpoenas on Charlie's numbers?
Unsure at the moment.
Do you want me to get someone to write one?
Oh wait, so for what? Sorry.
For Charlie's numbers.
A subpoena?
Yeah.
Oh, we have an active. We get all those at the moment.
We do already? Okay, cool.
So wait, this is just for the day of 10/10.
Yes.
We should include in the same thing tie back to 9/23, and at that
so
stage
once
he's
if we
fucked.
get I was gonna say if we can get those subpoenas like quicker the better because you only
Yeah.
have like another 7 days.
Luca, we
I was
should
gonna
get
add
those
that in.
finished tonight. Heads up, I may be gone the next 2-3 days starting tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I'm sure the
Um,
world won't blow up while you're gone and you're gonna come back to a mess.
Here's what we'll do. Ruth, you take point on the JJ stuff and make sure subpoenas are moving forward. Luca, your day to day on making sure those subpoenas are done and people are cranking on them. 30 days on everyone, including moving to Juan. And then Chris, I want you for general operations on what's happening on this, like, in the morning, right? Like
Gotcha.
whatever's like split between you two, because you're around in the morning and then in the evening you're around, Luca. So just like whatever people need, just make sure no one uses any of our specialized equipment.
Right.
And this okay, easy. And then Bobby's and them are dealing with the zombie shit, so
Okay.
I think we should be good. All right.
All right, back to
All right.
the 26th, the Vineyard VIP transport. Did Marcus survive?
He's currently in the
I could
ICU.
not. Okay. I couldn't find any information about it, so I didn't know if he survived or not.
Yes. So, do you want the full context behind that? Because I have the full context on the situation.
Yeah.
So, we receive a contract on the tablet stating that they want to murder Blackwood and get the blood of Speedy. When I asked New Babylon directly about it, well, I didn't say, hey, there's a contract for his, death or whatever. I just said, hey, is Speedy okay? They said, yeah, nah, Speedy's been great, like, blah, 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 blah. The contract had been completed, so I'm not quite sure as to what happened to Speedy, but I know that he is still alive at the very least. When it comes to Blackwood, though, obviously the Vineyard thing happened. They contacted us, they set up like a Wednesday or whatever, and they changed it without telling anyone. That's when the BCSO and the LSPD got involved in that situation because we weren't aware. They visited several locations. Blackwood then met up with Sneaky and a bunch of other people from the Faceless. People were dressed as Darkstone operatives who were not Darkstone operatives. I think shootout then starts because someone uses a heavy sniper on someone. BCSO obviously get involved. Knight would be able to describe that situation a little bit better. Sneaky then takes Blackwood after handing him like a lolly or something. I think that lolly had like copious amounts of sugar in it. Blackwood was a known diabetic, I believe. Yep. That caused him to crash, but he wasn't going to die just yet. So Sneaky tried to drown him in a river. That didn't work. So then Blackwood was transported to the ICU where he has been ever since. At least to my knowledge, he has not been removed.
Okay.
It might be worth getting a list of names of unknown people that we haven't heard from that were not DOA. I mean, and I can check on this as well. Like, I can ask.
So the ones that I
just-
know of would be Blackwood and David Miller's wife.
David Miller's
I'm guessing
wife.
her name is Amanda Miller, but I'm not 100% sure. We don't know her name.
I thought
Yeah.
There's an
Amanda
Amanda
Miller was
Miller.
dead.
None of the
she
reports
died.
say that. They said
I
David
can,
and Chris died, but there was nothing about a third death.
Really? Because
I
Gunnar always
can
told me that
ask.
she was dead as well.
Maybe she is, and it was never written down. There's a good chance of that.
Oh.
Then the next one is 928, the Stacy thing that we already talked about, night. About Dr. Krieger and all of that stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Then
So
10-8 is the Coke party.
okay.
And then it gets to 10-9 is William Cortez gets murdered at the airport after interrogation. So he comes out of ICU. He was in ICU from the Coke party. He comes out of ICU, gets released. I think it was the Coke party.
So one thing I want to mention to you, I just realized, is we got to be careful with these references because you may be able to see those. We need to find out if they're visible to outside marshals. Yes, because we don't want some dumb fuck attorney being like, I need your master doc for this thingy, my dongy. You know what I mean?
I only started. I wasn't linking all the reports, so I'm just removing them because I don't think it really matters. It tells you right in here where they are if you need them.
Leave them there for just a second. I'm curious about the answer to that. No, let me see.
It does. It shows like referenced in.
I believe yes, it does, and it shows the report name, but not anything else.
But we have permission right now, right?
It does even if you don't, because I've looked at marshal reports before and like saw it, but I just can't click on it. Nothing happened.
Yeah. That's real ass. I am talking. It's on our agenda to fix this roads violation because roads violation was like this roads guy went and had private reports with like clearly fundamentally like material evidence written in them. However, now the roads violation is being abused, for lack of a better word, or like for, hey, if you reference anything about anything, even if it's unrelated and not material, we're gonna go make a roads claim, and that creates a really shitty situation because, I mean, we can deny pushing these things forward, but it still clogs up the court time, right?
Yeah.
And it might force judges to potentially look at things that they shouldn't be because it may conflict them in the future. So,
yeah. I mean, trying to show anything that you even looked at is ridiculous. I understand, like, you know, you use a part of a phone subpoena, the whole subpoena should be included, but it shouldn't be anything that, like, you looked at and discarded because it didn't matter.
Very true.
All right, so William Cortez was murdered at the airport after being released from interrogation. Alice Oman was a pickup car. Alice Oman is seen texting with Brandon Valentino very often. She is also one that was retweeting his, you know, food truck stuff today. 1010, that's when Arthur Reen was captured. He had a TF coin. The Faceless coin we've seen. The first one was at the bombing. So this is the second one. He also had that GPS tracker. His gun was hot to William Cortez's murder, and he had the red version of Charlie's mask. Then we get into just 5 days ago, McNulty gets his red card. He has the phone number. I don't know if you know Brian. I assume he didn't put it in the report for a reason.
Mm.
He got a phone call from a number
I
warning
don't
him.
have that.
Okay.
I would
don't know
ask
if
him for it.
Okay. Because I figure we're going to want a subpoena on that
Yeah.
one.
I remember
Something about a bomb. His car exploded, and he got a red faceless gun.
I remember McNulty telling me that he had that phone call. Did he tell you as to what was in the phone call?
I didn't talk to him at all. I only know what the report said. It just warned him something about the speed of his car.
Because I believe that they called him afterwards as well. So I could be mistaken.
Oh, okay. Probably. During the time, it said he was being tracked over Twatter. I'm not exactly sure how he knew that or kind of what that came from. Twatter is compromised.
It was a coordinate that was placed. Was put out, and then we were able to decipher it and say, "Oh my God, that's right here." I specifically remember that over radio.
All right, then there was, everybody knows what happened the day of that intel. And then Finley getting shot. There were multiple notebooks in Finley's possession. A search warrant was executed to look inside them. It's been signed.
Those
so that is one thing I put on the
books have
task
been
board.
burnt down.
Oh, they
yeah,
were
they
burnt?
don't
Okay.
exist. Yep. I think we may have been looking at ashes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Open it up and it just crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you happen to see anything in those books, we didn't see anything.
Okay.
Yep.
I haven't looked. That was going to be my to-do today.
Yep.
Then, so everything above here is from Gunner's fact finding. He also has a conspiracy thing about the conspiracy one almost, it's realistic, but it also seems very paranoid with the entire government being a conspiracy. Goes back to Nino, goes into every mayor ever, which also is possible, but it's very crazy, but it's something I want to look at more. This above fact finding, if we want to go to the top. Some notes I took from all of this: who's David Miller, who is Victor Blackwell, who's Krieger, who is Blake Cole, who's George Porter, William Cortez. So some of these people that have ended up dead, kind of dig into them a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Blake Cole is the contact into the Oracle.
What is he?
I'm not quite sure as to what he is, but he is affiliated with the Oracle, and he was the Marshal's contact for the Oracle.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the JetSam. He was
the JetSam guy.
The JetSam guy. Yeah.
And I know like David Miller was like VIP, but I just want to dig into them, see if we can find anything more about them.
Victor Blackwell and David Miller, Richard Dark would know a lot more about that.
Okay. I'll put them on my note when I talk to him. Some frequented areas to take note of. Merriweather Docks, Zancudo, JetSam, Sustancia Road. There was the Manor, Vans of Guns. Little Bird was involved in both. And then it goes into kind of the Dread Torrent stuff. So this is where, Brian, it gets very complicated for me that I don't fully understand. So there were subpoenas. The subpoenas led to figuring out numbers, and the numbers correlate to some people. So like, for example, 764 is Inferno, and there's a phone number. I don't know if that's Brandon's phone number or if it's like a burner or something related to him, but that's Brandon is believed to be the magazines. This is also a few months old, so I don't know how accurate and up to date a lot of this is.
I believe that Inferno was Wyatt Jones because we have his tablet, and every time we sign in, it says "Welcome Inferno."
Okay. And then maybe they believe it ended up being because there was a second number, then it went to Brian or something. Or Brandon, not Brian. Then Ruin, they believe that's Jack Ramsey Pinkafria. I saw the text on that one where the text was texting the Faceless saying, like, this is Jack. And said information about that. But there's parts that have not been fully found out, like They
Who's Jack?
believe
Ramsey Pingafria. Is that Osvaldo's son?
I believe that he may have been adopted.
I'm not sure. I don't
Interesting.
know.
Oh, this guy. Oh, I've seen. Oh, from ADMC. Okay, all right.
Yes, he's ex-DOC, moved to ADMC.
So he would be rifles, shotgun, SMG. There's other numbers that aren't known. This part here is where I'm fully stuck. Don't even know how to figure it out because I don't know how it was figured out from where it is. Then like Flippy, there was seduction. They believe is Flippy. There's subpoena drafted. I don't know where that subpoena is. So yeah, this is all stuff that is in Gunner's report that I just have not been able to wrap my head around yet. But I think it's important stuff.
Confused, like, so you've got these like outlaw, inferno, and then you've got indignation, seduction. Like, are these separate categories or?
I'm not 100% sure.
Like,
yeah.
So yes, they will be different manufacturers of different things.
So, as it's listed out currently in Gunner's report, it says the manufacturers, obviously you have Outlaw, Inferno, Ruin, Havoc, etc. The purchasers, I believe, are the actual weapons traffickers themselves. They are the people who are reselling the guns on the streets. Hence why it says the purchasers.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but
like manufacturers make the stuff, the purchasers just buy the stuff.
that doesn't make any sense.
So, okay, the manufacturers will put in orders. They make them. So like let's look at Wyatt Jones. So he has the blueprint of the magazines. People will come to him with orders, and he submits those orders in, which used to be via text to what we believe is Charlie. Oh, 1 second. I am going to.
Like I get the premise, but I'm saying this doesn't make any sense. Why would these individuals be making stuff and then the purchasers are like, you get what I'm saying? Like it seems very convoluted.
Let me finish it. So those orders get put in and go directly to someone, probably Charlie. Charlie then, because again, all of these were, if you notice, like all of these were shipments coming in that the Faceless would intercept, and that's how that they would fulfill some of those orders. But also because and some of these orders contain materials to make those. So like in order to make the rifles, in order to make the shotguns, they require bodies, right? So that's why, I think there was some shipments that were intercepted that were rifle bodies. So those rifle bodies would come in, and then Faceless assets would intercept those in order to have those in their possession to make whatever weapons they needed to fulfill the orders going out to the rest of the
and I get that, but what does it mean? What is a purchaser? Like, what does that mean?
So my thought, the manufacturers maybe are the ones buying only materials for stuff.
Yeah.
Or like they're keeping track of like what they're selling on behalf of the Faceless, but they can make a lot of the stuff. Whereas the purchasers are people who just, hey, I need to buy this from you.
Yeah, I'm going to say that
that's my
purchases
guess.
exist as a method of complicating the overall weapons trade. You don't want to be directly buying weapons from the manufacturer because that's just an easy route for law enforcement to follow. You want someone who's there, who is the reseller.
Where was this? Are these theories of a madman, or is there any concrete evidence pointing to this?
So the numbers and the names are based on that Dread Torrent video. The phone numbers are based on subpoenas that have been.
There was a book also that was found that might be in one of the report lockers, but the pictures of that book are probably gone to
because I'll tell you why this doesn't make any sense to me, and this seems like like a cooked theory is the first bit I makes sense, right? This second bit makes absolutely zero sense that these code names, right? That they're in contact with the Faceless to buy things made by the manufacturers. Ain't no way these people on the street got these kind of brains. Like, there's probably a much simpler explanation to this, which is why.
So this is the part I wanted to dig into more because I was confused because unless I can figure out the process of how it got here, like I feel like I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, like I'd like to understand like how was this concocted,
figured out,
right?
Yeah.
And because whatever the ingredients were to concoct this theory, I think it needs to be reevaluated. Maybe not that first part, but certainly the second one.
So that's also like those names. This is also the second iteration of those names because there was the first ones that were found out a while ago. So that's where like I'm
gonna tell you what I think it is.
The process.
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. I think these are new code names for a completely separate operation. And because and by the way, the thing that we talked about should never be spoken about outside of the inside of the building. So just kind of going forward, just in case anyone's listening, right? But there is a book we'll look at, or there's some things we'll show you, but there's something about, Dread Torrent ending. And maybe it ended. And now another thing has started, right?
No, you're not wrong. Could be called something different and haven't fully cracked it yet.
I believe, judging from the tablet, Dread Torrent has ended. The operation was listed as completed, but in certain areas it's still listed as in progress. It's very confusing. I was going to say though, what if we collaborate with some LSPD or BCSO officers in just getting a link up in the weapons trade and then trying to climb, the ladder from there, trying to get a raid on someone who's actively weapons trafficking, trying to work our way up back to the Faceless.
To be honest, Brandon would be the one to go to since already sort of have that link there.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, we really haven't tried that yet. We haven't gone after the small fish to get the larger fish, and we need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Or Manor in their shipments.
Manor would also work.
All right, so then on to Operation Skynode. It's actually the same information that was already up there that I already said below. The only thing with Skynode 41B1 appears to be show a stealth bomber inside of a Skynode control database that is being used for surveillance. Appears to be doing heavy surveillance on this location. Coordinates. Don't know where this is. And then those are the two reports. Gunner reports the fact-finding one as well as his conspiracy one that I wanted to dig into a little more. But that's what I have for a timeline that I could find information-wise.
Okay.
Do you think someone like Edgar or Speedy maybe would want to talk a little more now?
No. Speedy, possibly. Like, I've got angles with those two.
Speedy used to ask me out all the time. We go way back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Speedy
every single
would.
Day.
Speedy, I think, is worth speaking with. However, oh shit, does anyone have any food?
I do. No.
Awesome, thank you.
We're good.
However, I think before we have those kind of conversations, we get kind of sign off so we don't all end up, we have to be careful with those sort of conversations. Because once we start doing things like that, right, things can go either really good or really bad, right?
Sorry, I just remembered something. I believe that Ryan Kane is the brother of Charlie.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Yes. I believe that Gunnar mentioned that to me at one point. The way that they were able to figure out that Charlie was Ryan Kane's brother was through the Oracle or something. The Oracle was suspicious of Gunnar because he shared the last name as them, but he wasn't related to them. I believe that Ryan Kane is the brother of Charlie. At least from what Gunnar was going off of. Again, Gunnar had a lot of crackpot theories, but that one did sound legitimate. I don't know why it wasn't written down anywhere. By the way, Brooke, if you ever need to ask me about anything in relation to Gunnar's theories, feel free to ask, 'cause he'd tell me about a lot of them. Whether I'll remember them or not is another thing. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Is there any documentation of anything about Ryan Kane? The only thing I can find is Ryan Kane transport with names. That's it.
So I believe, so there's the Faceless fact finding in which it mentions, I think Ryan Kane doing the radio stuff. So sometimes Ryan
Ooh, my
Kane will go
coffee's
over
here.
encrypted government frequencies and he'll blast off like a radio show, I believe. So he'll go on like, for
Because I
example,
couldn't
Channel
even
16 or
find
something, and then,
much about Ryan Kane at all besides a transport that has a list of officers' names, and that's it.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee real quick.
I think he might be like a former Faceless asset, although I could be wrong. I'm going to be... Hey, I have a genuine question.
Yeah.
Not that I want to, like, you know, shit in the woods, but... Has anyone looked into Tyler Peters?
Peters is a cokehead crackhead.
Yeah, because, there's a note here saying that there's like 12 calls and 3 texts with a Faceless number, although that could just be him
Yeah, I
operating as
saw
a police
that.
officer.
He's also just a moron in general. Who wants to murder me, so we got that.
Was it like a Lucas Miller situation?
Peters is interesting. He will ask questions and he will talk to anybody. So like if they're calling, he's gonna give them a back and forth.
Alright.
But I also wouldn't trust him to be fully, you know, by the book of
Transparent.
anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, where's my coffee? I don't see any coffee here.
So
Winnie
some
must
other
go.
things. So for Nest, there is Smith Adams and Anthony Breakwood. That seemed to be 2 names that I saw out of his report as well.
Oh, I got a fucking iced
they come up
coffee.
at
I'm
all?
a dumb fuck.
What is
You know what? That's good enough.
Blackwell, Blackwood, Breakwood?
I don't know. These names all sound, as Gunnar would say, very patriotic.
Okay.
So Ryan Kane, it looks like on here, was a shipping manager for JetSam.
Yes. From recollection, from news articles that I have read, JetSam was a weapon smuggling operation used by the Faceless. From recollection, when they were stopping all of it,
Vehicle.
they wanted to close. Someone wearing red pants, red beanie. The person wearing dark.
Oh, all right. Have a nice day, guys.
Yep, you too. What are you guys doing here?
Nothing, sir.
Exploring.
Oh, okay. You go, girl.
What?
Hi, Chico. Nothing. Just chilling. guys do anything important in here?
Yeah, this is state property.
Oh shit, I'm out this bitch.
Yeah.
Good luck, sir.
Hey, let your friends know. Any bank trucks over here, the APCs come out and they get shot down with class 2s. I know. Yeah, word's going around soon.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
You know that, man. Oh, make sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know, unfortunately. Yep.
Oh, wait, good to know. Thank you.
Yep. All right. I can't tell if they wanted to do a bank truck or it was like pre-year session or something.
Probably both, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm probably going on a date while doing a bank truck.
That's, you know, romantic date.
Yeah.
So there's also the cards thing that I noted in Gunner's thing. Like blue is a warning, red is the next warning, black is you're gonna die or you're probably dead already. A white card, do you think a white card could be people who work for them since it was off a Kane who had it?
Wait, run it back? What white card?
So a white card was found on Author Rain.
Oh. When?
Wait, when?
Wait, was it him? Who had the white card? Maybe it was somebody different. Somebody had a white card.
So yeah, someone had a white card, but I never saw as to who actually had it. Gunnar was never able to figure out as to what the white cards meant.
The white card was on that Preston, maybe? Yeah. No, it was on the random pilot that was shot down.
You mean the chicken factory?
Yeah.
So the chicken factory pilot was Charlie.
It was Charlie?
It was Charlie who got shot down,
You
unfortunately.
have a fake ID?
According to Gunnar, you know, the storm kind of hit and
The storm
everything got
came
washed
through.
away before they could pull him out, yeah.
Okay. They documented his possessions.
Yeah, but they didn't do a thorough job at handling it. Also, there was no blood on the scene, and there were a few other mishaps with the chicken factory
Wait,
thing.
we had Charlie in custody?
Yeah, so Charlie got shot down in the chicken factory incident, I believe. If you look at the photos, Charlie is slumped in the pilot seat, but we didn't actually get him. There was a PD mishandling of the incident, and it led to Charlie getting away, from recollection.
What's the incident number?
I'm trying to find it.
Maybe you weren't even a marshal then, though.
Yes, but Gunnar talked to me a lot about
Would have been
these various things.
report 26031.
Another call. Another one.
Oh god. Forwarded to incident 16526.
Run it back, sorry.
Incident 1.
Guys, faceless guy straight in front of us using one of our cars. Who the fuck is that?
Where?
He's smoking straight in front of us, blacked out mask. That's the same one as, oh my god, who the fuck is that?